Hello, this is the lecture for Unit 8, Designing and Delivering Your Conference Presentation. Congratulations! You have written a proposal that has been accepted by the organizers of a conference. They are intrigued by what you have to say, and they are eager to invite you to be a part of their program and to share your unique insight and perspective with a professional audience. This is a valuable chance to network with other professionals, burnish your professional credentials, develop your professional brand, and most importantly, participate in the ongoing discourse that constitutes your career field. Now you have to imagine, in a few weeks or a few months, you will be standing in a room in front of what might be anywhere between 3 and 100 people, with everyone leaning forward in anticipation to hear what you have to say. How you design and prepare your presentation will determine what happens next. A well-designed and well-prepared presentation can be the highlight of a person's professional career. A poorly designed and unprepared presentation, however, can be an embarrassing debacle. The good news is that the outcome is entirely up to you. A good question to start with when developing a presentation is to ask, what do you want people to come away thinking? What are your goals or objectives for your session? Some conference proposals actually ask you to articulate specific learning objectives that you hope to achieve in your presentation, and the more clearly you can identify such goals, the easier it will be to decide how you want to use your time. If you want to communicate a specific body of information, a presentation illustrating your main points will help you to achieve this goal. If you want to encourage your audience to think critically about professional questions, a more conversational or interactive approach may be preferable. What do you want people to be thinking and talking about when they leave your presentation? What can you tell your audience that they are unlikely to hear from anyone else? How can you tie your remarks into the theme of the conference? Thinking through all of these questions can help you visualize the kind of experience you and your presentation attendees are going to have, and it can make it easier for you to imagine yourself at the center of that scene. Here are some tips that will help maximize your chances of having a positive experience with your professional conference presentation. Less is more. A presentation tends to be more effective when the presenter zeroes in on a central message that they want to communicate, rather than trying to include a wide hodgepodge of information into the limited space of the presentation time. Presenters are often anxious about filling up the time they are allotted, and so they tend to over-prepare by having more to say than they can reasonably communicate in the amount of time that they have. This often results in a rushed and disorganized presentation. Time speeds up strangely when you are in front of a group of people, and it can be surprising how quickly 15 minutes or even 90 minutes can elapse. For this reason, it is a good idea to have one main message that you can encapsulate into a single sentence, a clear thesis, and to use your time to propound this single message in a number of different ways. Keep PowerPoint slides simple. For a conference presentation, as opposed to a class lecture, PowerPoint slides should act as a kind of supplement or visual enhancement of the speaker's main points, rather than as data dumps. Nothing should appear in any of your slides that you do not directly discuss in your spoken comments, and the less text you include in your PowerPoint slides, the more likely your audience will be to pay attention to you. You want your slides to enhance your comments, rather than to distract from your comments or overwhelm your audience with extraneous information. Decide for yourself where exactly the slides should advance in your prepared remarks, and when you will draw specific attention to the visual content of these slides. As in the writing you include in your research poster, any text in your slides should be in the form of specific quotes that you want your audience to pay close attention to, chapter headings that identify the main themes of your discussion, or concise bulleted lists. Don't read a prepared text, and don't read from your PowerPoint slides. Nothing is more irksome to a conference audience than listening to a speaker read aloud from a prepared paper, except possibly listening to a speaker read off bulleted points from a PowerPoint deck. The excitement of face-to-face interaction is its improvisational, responsive quality. It is crucial to be prepared, to know the main points you want to hit in your presentation, and to demonstrate a sense of organization, but it is equally important to be in the moment, rather than playing the part of a disembodied narrator. Conference attendees are eager to encounter a human presence rather than to listen in on the voice of a disembodied narrator. Practice, practice, practice. The most important advice for any public speaker is to run through your presentation several times before you deliver it formally. In many cases, you won't know for sure whether you have a clear handle on what you have to say and how it all fits together until you actually stand up, either by yourself or in the presence of trusted friends, family, or classmates, and practice delivering your presentation from first sentence to last. One of the phenomena you will observe immediately is that every time you run through your presentation, the more confident you become that you have mastery of all the information you need to speak authoritatively about, The more fluidly you will be able to manage your transitions from one section of your presentation to the next, the more readily you will be able to adhere to your presentation's target time frame, and the more articulately you will be able to begin and end your presentation. I would recommend running all the way through your presentation from beginning to end at least 5 times before you deliver it professionally, but the more you practice, the better you will get.